the Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 16 of Scrollers Chat. Tonight on the panel, we have Rick Hutchinson and John Cossins, and tonight's topic we'll be discussing.
Hello, everyone. One episode 16 Scrollers Chat.
And I am getting a really bad echo. Hey, John, can you mute yourself? I think it's you. I'm getting that. All right. Well, I'm getting an echo off somebody. But anyway, tonight we're going to be discussing. There we go. We're going to be discussing using Gimp to design patterns, more specifically a Christmas pattern. And hopefully you guys, I had some people saying over in the chat that it wasn't working. Can you guys see it now? All right over there, Florence? Okay. Well, I don't see any comments that it's not working, so I'm going to assume that it is. Before we go ahead and get started with Gimp, I'm going to let the panel members introduce themselves one by one, starting with Mr. Rick Hutchinson.
Yeah, Rick Hutchinson, website scrollsaws.com, Facebook and YouTube under Rick Hutchinson.
Okay, thank you, Rick. Moving on to John Cossins.
I got no sound, Lee. I'm sorry. I don't. Let me try something else here.
No, you're good now.
Just give me 1 second. Go to Phil first, okay? Or Rick Hutchinson, rather. Sorry.
No, John, you're good now. I had you on mute because you had a lot of echo. You're good. Just unmute yourself and tell them where they find you. Okay. All right. Anyway, we'll come back to John. His sound isn't acting up. Anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about designing with Gimp, more specifically designing Christmas patterns. Since Christmas is coming up, I figured we can do a couple of ornaments. Or if you guys have any specific things you want to see pattern-wise, you can put it over there in the chat, and I'll take a look and go from there. Any Christmas patterns. John, I'm getting a really bad echo from you. Or if you guys have any. There you go. Hey, John, if you can hear me, what you need to do is go on the YouTube watch page, since you have it open, and mute it up at the top there, underneath by the play button. Go to mute. That way you can still play it, but have your volume all the way down. Otherwise, we're going to get an echo. That's why I have you on quiet mode, because it's an echo. All right, he's going to reload and come back. So meanwhile, Rick, we're going to move on and start talking about Gimp and designing with it. Well, before we jump in really quick, I'm going to look over here at the chat, see who we got. Hello, Florence Leedy. She's with us tonight in the chat. Drive safe, Florence. Let's see who else is on here. River Woodcraft, Chris Nielsen Woodworking, or sorry, Chris Nealon. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Katie Dotson, of course. Hello, Katie. How are you? Hey, John, what you need to do is mute the YouTube watch page.
Yeah, I did. I did that already, but I'm still getting an echo somewhere though. I don't know where it's from though.
Huh.
Usually I run off my Bluetooth surround system here, and I took that off. I'm just working off my laptop. Because on my laptop right now.
I think right now it sounds okay. Before though, we were getting really bad echo. All right. Let's see. John, well, since you got it figured out, tell everyone where to find you before we jump into Gimp here real quick.
All right. It's John P.A. Cousins. You can find me on Facebook. Also have a Facebook page known as Wood If I Could, Scroll Sawing and Woodworks. On my address, I think it's in our magazine too, isn't it, Lee? It's in it's in the Scroller's Choice magazine as well. That's basically it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, John. All right. Oops. Okay. So let's see here really quick. Okay. Everyone in the chat says everything's working, so we'll get started. You guys have a specific type of project you'd want to see me make, other than a Christmas ornament, because I know we've done it before, but I thought a Christmas ornament would be good because Christmas is coming up. So I have already opened up Gimp here on my screen, but I'm going to go over to the screen share and we'll get started. Hey, John, if you can do me a favor and keep an eye on the chat while I'm in the screen share, because I won't be able to see it.
Yeah, no problem. I can do that for you.
Thank you, sir. All right. All right.
Hey,
First thing
hey,
first.
Lee, before you want to explain what Gimp actually is to people.
What's that, John?
You want to explain what Gimp actually is? There's a lot of people that don't know what it is.
All right. Gimp is a free program similar to Photoshop, which you can get online at their website, which I can look up for you guys in a minute if you guys want it. And basically, it's kind of a program you can use to design. There's issues with it, which as we're designing, I'll show you guys some of the issues. Since it's a free program, there's some things that Photoshop does a little better than this does. But if you know how to use it, you can get pretty close in Gimp. There's also other programs out there. I think CorelDRAW's probably another good one. But there's a bunch of them out there that you guys can use. But this is a free version. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Chris was asking. Chris, Gimp is similar to Photoshop in the sense that you can do similar stuff, but it's free. Since it is your first time here, let me see if I can pull up. I do not have Gimp's website saved. All right. Let's try this again. I think it stopped screen sharing on me. Okay, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me get the screen share worked out again.
Now it's good to go there, Lee.
All right. Now you guys should be able to see my screen. Can you see my screen, John? This is the Gimp website. So quickly before we design, I want to show any of you guys who are not familiar with Gimp what's the website. All right, so Chris, for instance, since you're not familiar with Gimp, here is the Gimp website. It is www.gimp.org. Gimp, as you can see, is a GNU image manipulation program. They're on version 2.8.22, somewhere around there. I think actually 2.9 is out now, as it says down here. But what you can do is you just come up here and hit download. You click what version you want. It's for Windows, so you can do it via BitTorrent or via direct from HTTP download. And then once you download this, it's similar to Photoshop, but it's completely free. And so that's our website. And then once, all right, so this is the program. I've already opened it, but what I want to do is I've already opened it, and since we're going to make an ornament, real simple, I think what we'll do is we'll make an ornament to start, see how much time we have left. All right, so since we're making a Christmas ornament, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new image. So File, New, and then I'm going to go and change the size. I'm just going to say 6,000. This doesn't really matter for the overall pattern. I just want to get myself a work area, which will be big enough to work in. And then the next thing I want to do is Gimp has some fun paintbrush tools. One such tool is the star, which is one option you could play with to for some reason. Oh, that's fine. Zoom in 100%. Alright, so this image is so big that we actually have to zoom in a little bit here to get it to do what I want it to do. I made it a little too big. Okay, so what I can do is I want to make a star ornament. For right now, we're going to make it yellow so we can keep an eye on it. Reason it's not cooperating is because I'm on the wrong setting. That is. Okay, and remember I told you this image is actually really
Your work area is too big for you.
Yeah, I'm going to show you that right now. So I just made that work area bigger, so that's the reason that this looks smaller, but it's actually not. So what I want to do is I want to select this area here. I can make it closer up. So I just use the rectangular select tool, and then I go to cut, You go to paste it as the new image. And there's my new image. As you can see, it's a lot smaller now. It's actually 1000, which is fine. I'll work with that. Alright, so now that we have the star selected, we can leave it yellow and work on it, or make it whatever color you want. We can change the color really simple by clicking down here on the colors. Once you click on the color down here, you can choose whatever you want. For instance, if you want to use the paintbrush tool or the paint bucket tool, you can fill this in black. So it's more like a scroll saw pattern. One other thing you can do is in here it has some pattern fill options. So if you wanted to make it look similar to wood, you could do that. So give me an idea. Alright. But I'm going to go back to now. And then, so if we want to use an image, say, I'm thinking that I want to do like, what do you think, John? What kind of Christmas image should we put in the middle?
Inside of a star?
Yeah.
Put a snowflake.
Put a snowflake in there? Okay. That I have in my open.
You can just do 3 groups of stars and have them hanging together.
So what I'm going to do is I went and I found an image on my desktop. I went to open, found my image on my computer that I want to work with. I hit open, and it opened in a new image actually, which is why it's over here. I'm going to zoom in on here. What I want to do now, I want all this text so that I can use it in the, so I'm going to go to the fuzzy select tool. I'm going to select it over here where it says threshold. You can play with this. That chooses how much it selects and doesn't select. So if you put it too much, it'll actually select too much of the image. If you don't select it enough, then it won't select enough of the image. So what I did is I selected it with the fuzzy tool here. Then I selected all the letters. I want to go to select, which is already selected. So I want to go to edit and cut. Then I'm going to shrink it down, find my other image. And I'm going to edit, paste as, new layer. And now it's pasted into this image, but the reason we can't see it is because it's black. So, what I want to do is turn this layer off for a second. To resize this, I want to click here on the scale tool. And then I can play with it just by dragging them inside the box. Okay. Now I want to zoom down a little too much. Now I want to select this again. And in Gimp, if you want to select multiple items, you can hold it down and you can select multiple items and areas. And then, since it's already selected, I can just switch this by clicking the arrow from black to white. I go to the paintbrush tool. We don't want the star, obviously, so we're going to change it to a paintbrush. Round is fine. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Round is fine. There we go. And I just paintbrushed in there. I'm going to cut that. Since it's already highlighted, the marching ants. See the marching ants right now? If I hit paste into, you go right back into where those marching ants are. And then this layer will come up like this. You generally just have to put a letter there. And then it'll be on top. Now you just have to resize it. And just click on it to drag it where you want it. And then, since there's some other stuff going on here, I want to get rid of that. So this is actually this layer. That can get deleted. All that fuzzy's on the other layer, so that can get deleted. And we can turn this layer back on. So now you can see all those fuzzy areas gone. And then what I want to do is alright, so now this, I'm trying to see here real quick. So when this is actually cut, it's going to look so. Actually, I think this is okay. Let's test it. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to break this text. I think you could cut it without breaking the text, but for the point of this tutorial, I want to teach you guys how to break the text. So I'm simply taking my lasso tool right here, which is the free select tool, and I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to click and make sure I connect all the points. Then I'm going to switch back to black, paintbrush. Then I'm going to come up here to this layer, and I'm simply going to break that letter. And I'm going to write a T, clean up this area. Do the same thing. Another way of doing this, if you think you have the patience, and you can do it, is by simply coming in here with the paintbrush tool, not using the select tool, and simply breaking it. That's another option you have. Completely up to you how you want to do it.
Oh, you're just trying to get out floaters then, right?
What's that? I'm sorry, John, I couldn't hear you.
You're just trying to get out floaters?
Yeah, I'm trying to break these. I think it would have worked the way it was, but I'm just for the sake of this tutorial, I'll teach you how to break the letters. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just using the paintbrush tool. I'm coming in here very carefully. So now I just broke this. Oh, okay. And then you can see you can cut it out.
Yeah, one more in the bottom.
So now there's one outside cut, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inside cuts. And then I test it out. I need to get back here. You guys can see where I broke it. That's where the black's at. Something like that. And it's cut. What do you think, John? Should we add some more clip art? Do we have any questions over in the YouTube chat?
There was mentioning the last floater in the bottom of the L.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Good call. See, sometimes you think you got them all and you didn't. Since this is kind of messed up here, we're going to fix it. Here we go. All right. Are there any more questions over there, John? Besides the floater?
No, that's about it.
All right. Since this image is still open, I'm going to use it for a second. So go back to none. Okay, so see this snowflake? We're going to select it with the fuzzy tool. And then we're going to go to tools. Down here, we're going to switch this to front to white. And make sure you got the foreground instead of wood fill. Cut that. And then I'll go to paste as, new layer. That's interesting. There it is. I was trying to figure out where it was. Alright, see how it's kind of smushed? Just go to the scale tool and drag until it's not so smushed anymore. Or until you get it where you like it. And then now in Gimp, here's something which is I mean, all the programs do what I'm about to do, well, as long as they have layers. But what I can do is right click on this clipboard, hit duplicate layer,
What's your final size on this pattern?
and then it'll let me duplicate it over to there. The file size right now is 1,181 by 1,162.
What does that translate to in inches?
When I'm done, I will resize this to a probably usually like 5. It'll be fit on 8.5 by 11 for the full size, but then I would probably resize it so that it's like 5 or 6 inches for an ornament. Maybe a little bigger than that, depending on what size ornament you want. So I want to put a snowflake on each of these. So like I said, you just go here to right click on the layer, hit duplicate layer, and you just click with your mouse and drag it to where you want it. And then back to that layer, hit duplicate layer one more time. Oops. And then, oops, see? Sometimes it's a pain. So you gotta hit duplicate layer. There we go. Got it this time. Alright. And then right click, duplicate layer one more time. Bring it over here. And there you go. Now what I want to do is, like John said, this is actually really big, so what I want to do is come in here and something I'm going to show you guys before we do that. In Gimp, when you have layers, if you want to flatten your image so that you have one layer, when you save as a JPEG or a PNG, or a JPEG or a GIF or one of those, you'll have a flat image. If you save in Gimp as a, so you go to Save As, and you save this as a .xcf file, this will actually save it with layers for you. So if you want to come back and edit it later for some reason, like say you don't like the snowflake or you don't like where it's at, you want to change the text, anything like that, just save it as something that you know. So we'll just call it let it star. And I usually call it work in progress, or I call it layers. So I know that it's the layers.xcf. And what that does in Gimp is that it saves it as layers. Now, if you wanted to save this image as a JPEG, you would simply go Image, Flatten Image, and then you would go, and you see how much wasted area we got. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a box and drag close to it with my rectangular select tool, and then I'm going to cut this, paste as, new image, and what that does is it trims it for you. Okay, and now it's flattened, so you can save it. Just really quick, I want to do this to show you guys. Here's what it might look like when it's cut. Give you guys a quick example. See, there you go. In order to do that, again, I just went to my painting tool down here, and went to pattern fill under the tool options, and they got a bunch of different stuff you can select down here, but this wood one is one I always use just to see it. So that's what I did to do that. Alright, now I want to go to File, Export Image. Now in Gimp, to save a file without the layers, we're going to want to go to Export As, not Save As. Save As will let you save certain files, but it will not let you save as a JPEG or anything like that. So in Gimp, you might have to make sure that you go to File, then you hit what you want to call it. So say you want to call it snow star.jpg. And then it's going to ask you if you want to export as a JPEG. Go drag it over to 100% quality. And hit yes. And now it's saved as a JPEG. And so, like, if you go to Save As, it'll let you save many different file formats. So down here, it'll show you like all the stuff you can save as. So it'll let you save as different stuff down here, including with the layers, if you save it as a .xcf. If you go to Export As, that's the only place where you can save for JPEG, and pretty much it lists all of these possibilities down here in order to save anything.
Do you use Gimp for all your design?
Yeah, pretty much. Very rarely do I use anything else, except for my Antarctica designs, which I do in a different program. But you guys can see, here's a star. And I want to show you guys something else that's kind of cool. Let's see here. Now that I saved this, I'm going to go to select. now that I saved this, I want to show you guys something that I learned with Windows 10. There's a free program that's on here. I think it's already built in, called 3D Printer. I've been using it not to 3D print, but to make a little cut. So I'll show you guys how I use it to do what I do real quick. First things we need to do is select the inside and go to invert, go to cut. Cut. Alright. And then what we want to do, so that's that. Alright. So what I did is I brought that wood in, and then I went to select, invert, and I made sure the wood was on the layer above the other one. Then I went to select, got it one more time for you guys. So drag the wood in. This is already selected. And then since I'm trying to inside of that wood, I got select, invert, and then I got to edit. Oops, that was wrong one next time. Select, invert, and cut. Alright. Now what I want to do is I can turn this layer off and this layer. And I don't want a background on here, so I can basically go to edit, select, invert, cut, and then you to paste into, and make sure this gives you a new layer, so just pick a layer and name it. And then you're on a separate layer, so you can turn this off. Now you see you have no background. And turn that off. And now what I'm doing is selecting the inside of these. Oops. And what I want to do is I want to get to, now, remember when I told you guys, some of these you want to get to export as, and some of these you want to go to save as. In order to save this as a transparent background PNG, you want to go to save as, not export. So let's just get star dot NV. Okay, so scratch that. Go to export as. You can export as with PNG, I guess. That's what that was telling me. Star PNG, but make sure you just get export as, use PNG. That was wrong. And then just hit export. And what this will do is it'll make it transparent on your desktop. See, here it is. Okay. What I can do, show you guys on this thing real quick. See, it's got a transparent background. You guys can see it saved. Now, in not in Photoshop, but in Windows 10, not the 3D print, but to make these look like they were cut out. And the way I do that, that's a good way to, if I have a client that wants to see what something might look like before it's actually cut, or they want to sample. This is a good way to take a flat pattern and give them an idea of what it might look like as soon as it loads. Come on now. Okay. Okay, there you see it imported the star. Don't worry about the lines, they're just there right now. It's no big deal. Hit import image. And then I want to go to object. Or actually, I want to go to you have to select it first. Then you want to go to edit. Then you want to go to split. This layer here lets you control how thick it is. And you can move this around like so by using your mouse. And you can get a good idea of how thick you want it. Since this is a Christmas ornament, you don't want it too thick. So probably like, what about there? That's not bad. Maybe something like that. And then you go, there's some options here. One will let you keep the top, one will let you keep the bottom, one will let you keep both. Keep the top, split it. And now you can see it actually is thinner now. Got rid of the other part. And now what the next part is you got the 3D print over here. And it does you a 3D model of what this might look like when cut. Lighter. Okay. I'm going to bring this image into Photoshop. Paste as an image. Here's the star. And then, since it's got some other stuff, I'm going to just extend it out by using the scale tool. The profit just a little in there, but you got an idea. That's pretty much that works. Expand. You can export as on this part, and then just give a star. Excellent. Any star 3D cut JPEG. That's what I name it. That's so I remember what it is. And there it is. So there you go. That's how I do it. So it makes it look like it's got. That's a good way to show clients what it possibly would look like if they order something without having it cut. So if you don't have it in stock, or it's something that you just designed for them, That's a good option to make it so that they can see what it looks like. And another way that I sometimes save my patterns on here is, since there's multiple pictures, I'll bring one in, which is, this is the pattern, of course. And then what I'll do is I'll make a new layer, which is just what's right here. Actually, you know what? I'll do this a different way. I will bring the star in. There we go. So here's the star. There's the finished one. And then simply by dragging this into Photoshop and resizing it just a tad. There we go. All right. So basically, now this is going to be saved as layers. So when I open this, I have these 3D cut. This one, I have the what it might look like with the wood, and then I have the pattern. Now if I save this as a .xcf file, as I told you earlier, all those will save as layers right where they're at. So when I go save as, right here, and then I go, I'll just name this let it. Let it snow. Just for that project, and then all of them impact. Oh, okay. You don't want to name it .jpeg, name it .xcf. Now, it's right here. So when I open it, I will turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. And then this will lock the layer. Don't make any kind of changes to it. And that pretty much covers what I wanted to show you guys. Hold on a minute. Right. I'm just looking over at the chat right now to see what you guys are talking about, because I just got off the shared screen. How big is the pattern? The pattern, Katie Dotson, is, well, it wasn't exactly sized on there, but once you save the pattern, you could go in and you can resize it as you need. So if you wanted to make it like 7 by 7 inches, you could do that. Roughly, I just start with like 2,000 or 3,000 workspace, just so that I can get lots of detail and zoomed in, and then I'll usually trim it and resize it once I go to print it. Yeah, so the final would be like maybe like for that one, since it's got some smaller stuff in the middle, maybe like 7 by 7 or 6 by 6. It just really depends on how small you want to cut. The snowflakes and the words on it. Hello, Jerry Price. Seeing everything that's out there. Remember, if you guys have any questions on Gimp, you can hit me up on Facebook. I'm always on there, as you know. It's not something you can learn overnight. It takes a while to get used to it. And there's probably about 100 different ways to do the same thing in Gimp. So, you know, you might see that I do it one way and you might do it another. Or, like I know in Corel Draw, there's a million different ways to do things same way in Gimp. You'll find you'll do it one way, and then you'll find, hey, that way's easier. As you learn Gimp more and you progress in Gimp, you'll find that certain things can be done this way, and other things can be done this other way, and then you'll find out later, oh wait, I could have just done it that way later. So you'll end up saving yourself time in the end. But when you're first learning it, there's so much stuff to learn that you'll start out doing things one way, and then you're like, oh wait, that works better. Also, everybody keep in mind that we do have the Ohio picnic. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to share this with you guys real quick. It's going to be next May. Trying to bear with my computer here. Oh, I'm kind of slower tonight. It's next May in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Bear with me just a second. The website address is neosclub, one word, NEOS club.wixsite.com/home. Here it's NEOS club.wixsite.com/home. Go there. Once this loads, you guys can see my computer's being slow tonight because it's always slower when I'm trying to do something live on there. We'll give it a second. Oh, well, that's why. Like that. Hold on. That's why. Okay, let's try and see. There it is. All right, so here it is. neosclub.wixsite.com/home. Northeastern Ohio Scrollers website. It is right here. The Northeastern Ohio Scroll Saw and Woodworking Expo, Friday, May 18th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4:30. Saturday, May 19th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4:30. Hosted by the Northeastern Ohio Scrollers. It'll be at the Court Cultural Center, 1201 Grant Avenue, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, 44223. Here's some suggested lodging. This RV camp is 15 and 20 minutes from the show. This one is this Country Inn is probably 5 to 10 minutes down the street, and Norwood's probably 11 to 12 minutes down the street. So these two are the closest. This one is if you have an RV, it's the closest I can get you with an RV. Vendor registration is on here. Scroller registration on here. If you click on this, the classes are here. Bruce Worthington is doing an Antarctica class. There's a biography class being done by Matt Stebbins. Jessica Boehm is doing a Scrollsaw Basics class. Murray Newton is doing a Scrollsaw box making class. Jessica Boehm's doing another class on using your iPhone or iPad or tablet to design patterns using an app called Art Studio, which is what she uses to design on her phone. So that's going to be that class. And then there's a pen making class by Holly Denny. And then Saturday is pretty much a carbon copy class-wise for Friday. Except Friday night will be dinner. It'll be at the Quirk Center. Same place we're having the show. Scrollsaw contest is all the information's down here. And then if you guys want to fill out all this information and send it to me, this is my address. Put my name on it and then put NEOS registration on it and send it off to me at 893 White Pine Drive, Apartment A, Akron, Ohio, 44313. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me. And as of right now, I do know that Steve Good will be at the show. And I know that Misty will be attending from SAW, so SAW will be there as well. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, give me a holler, and don't hesitate to ask me. All right. Getting back to my screen. There we are. Oh, somewhere along the line we lost John. So it's just me and Rick now. All right. Well, I am going to look over there in the chat, make sure there's no more questions, which I don't see anyone else. All right, everyone. Well, it is 10:37. I think we covered everything tonight. Rick, was there anything else you wanted to cover before we call it an evening?
No.
No? Okay. Short but sweet. Rick said no. Okay. So I just want to thank everybody over there on the YouTube chat. Katie Dotson's, John Costins is over there still. Let's see who else is over there. Jerry Price. Who else? Gotta scroll up a lot. Let's see here. Tom Priest. Chris Nealon. I hope I'm saying that right. Florence Leedy. Buddy, that should be about everybody over there. Thank you guys for coming on, asking questions. And, of course, thank you to the panel, John Costins, although we lost him, and Mr. Rick Hutchinson. Thank you, Rick. And we will see you guys next Monday for the next Scoreless Chat.